With House of Chiron, and I make the language of astrology digestible for all of y'all. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome in, welcome in. So not only am I your favorite professional astrologer, I am also your Reiki master, your mental health professional, and your community activist, okay? I use Western whole sign astrology for all of my interpretations and my general readings. So with that being said, if you are new to my channel, welcome in, all that good stuff. I hope that the month of October has gotten off to a great start for you. If you are returning, okay, first and foremost, yeah, no, my normal setup is not here today. I'm traveling for school, work, my internship. So I am doing this in between doing things, but we have this major eclipse coming up, so I have to get that info to y'all. That's just what it is. All right. Now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new to this channel, so you will not miss the next eclipse video that I will be posting at the end of the month. Okay, because we have two eclipses that are happening this month. Both of them are ruled by Venus. So that means that the energy is going to be affecting our relationships as well as our material possessions, right? Money, finances, the things that we find pleasure and joy in, beauty, art, agriculture, music, all of those things are going to be affected, as well as our values. Okay, so with that being said, let's dive into this new moon energy. Now, I previously went over the new moon energy in the Galactic Gossip month ahead video, right? So you can go ahead and watch that if you want to, kind of get a little foundational things, but I'm just going to revisit it anyway. So it is what it is. Watch it, watch here. It's different energy. I'm going to elaborate more on this video. So now we are going to have the annular solar eclipse at 21 degrees in the sign of Libra on October 14th. So that is on Saturday. And my area is going to be happening around 12:54 p.m. Central Time. So that is going to be in the afternoon on a Saturday. And this is an actual eclipse that is visible. It's a solar eclipse. It is like one of the most powerful eclipses, right? So the energy is more potent than the one that's going to happen at the end of the month. So this energy, you can feel it now. You already can feel it. You can probably have felt it like since this month began. And you're going to see the manifestations of this energy from this eclipse pan out over the next year ahead. Okay, so from now until next October, you're going to be seeing things kind of pan out and, manifest. However, now, like I always tell people, this is not the ideal time, especially during eclipse season, to set intentions. You can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I'm just gonna tell you what I would do. I would not set intentions during this time because eclipses are fated. They are karmic. These are things that are destined to happen. It's out of your control. It's out of our control, right? So sometimes when it comes to eclipse energy, it creates a crisis in anything that you are launching that is brand new, or anything that you are trying to implement during this time can have that energy associated with it, which is chaotic, right? Unpredictable. You never know how it's going to turn out. So just kind of keep that in mind as you are doing your rituals and things of that nature. Just know that everything comes with a consequence, whatever that might be. All right. Now, like I was saying previously in my other video, Libra season focuses on restoring balance and examining our close relationships, our commitments and agreements, right? So this is an annular solar eclipse that is in the sign of Libra, so it's going to be emphasizing that. It's also accompanied by the South Node, which is also in Libra, that just recently moved into Libra and Aries. Libra and Aries, the North and South Node moved there over the summertime. So this energy is intensifying those themes, right? Relationships, commitments, agreements, finances, yada, 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 right? So this is representing like a new beginning, because although it's a solar eclipse, it is still a new moon. Okay, so with it being a solar eclipse new moon, this is a new beginning that's happening, but by way of releasing and letting something go. So Eclipses require us to let things go. And with the South Node being present here, it's something from the past, right? That is in a specific area of our life that, you know, we have been using it as a crutch. We have, you know, been clinging on to it for dear life. Like, let it go, okay? It's something that needs to be released in order for you to gain this new beginning that's on the horizon, right? So keep in mind that also there's some involvement with other planets here, right? So Pluto is making a square to the eclipse, and this is a indication that there is a need for a profound healing, transformation, and also there might be some psychological crises going on. So with that being said, you know, reach out to your trusted companion, talk to your therapist, journal, you know, seek your nearest, you know, confidant during this time, because it's not necessarily saying like everybody's going to be, you know, losing it, but, you know, in certain situations, you might not know how to deal with it. And it might be something major, it might be something minor, but you might not know how to deal with it. And it's better to just have someone there, you know, have someone that you can lean on. And if you don't, 1-800 numbers, I'll list a few of them down below. So I am a mental health professional after all. Okay. So with that being said, Pluto, like I said, it rules our psyches also. It has a lot of psychological influence that's associated with it. And it's not necessarily going to say, you know, we're going to lose it psychologically, but it's about releasing painful attachments, because Pluto also has a tendency of holding on and wanting to control situations and, you know, not wanting to let things go because we're so devoted, right? So passionate about the thing. And also Pluto has the ability to transform things, right? It's like a crumbling effect. It's kind of like a tower moment. If you know anything about, you know, reading tarot, it's kind of like the tower moment. A necessary thing that has to happen in order for you to create the change and build a new structure moving forward. Now, the South Node, like I said before, it's about releasing things from the past. It's kind of like a detoxification, you know, similar to those energies of Pluto. So it's even more so intensifying that, okay? Now, while it might not initially feel like balance is being restored, right? Because it's all about what Libra is about, right? We might not feel it. We might feel like things just got shaken up and completely, you know, thrown to the side and all kinds of stuff. But the process that's happening is definitely crucial. If you have been, you know, hesitant on making some type of change or releasing and letting something go or cutting somebody out of your life or whatever the case may be, this energy is going to definitely kind of recalibrate you and get you back on track, right? So that's what eclipses are for, is to make sure that we are all back in alignment with where we're supposed to be going. So anywho, this eclipse is also going to be there along with Mercury, which is in Libra. Now, this is going to be opposing Chiron, that's in Aries. So Chiron, we know, the wounded healer. This is revealing the crucial information that is impacting not only our relationships, but also our healing journey. So things may come up, news may be, you know, coming up during this time, and it might not be what we hope for, but it is definitely necessary to start the healing process or to start this new beginning or onward to this new journey. Now, it can bring out, like I said, that crisis energy, because you feel like you have to let this thing go. You know, you have to let this thing go, and you may not be pleased with letting that go, right? You may not be pleased with what has transpired, but it's in the letting go that you gain something later on down the road that you can't necessarily see. It's definitely going to pan out and manifest within this year. Okay. Now, like I was talking about Mercury is here in Libra, and it's essential to tap into that mercurial energy and carefully assess your options, right? Because Mercury in Libra likes to weigh all the options. So assess your options, make decisions that's going to benefit both yourself and those that are close to you. Okay. Now Venus is also in Virgo, and Venus is the ruler of this eclipse. It's the dispositor of this moon. And so it is highlighting the need for practical expressions of affection in our relationships, but it's not just about relationships, right? It's, although it's, you know, it's ruled by Venus, the eclipse is ruled by Venus. It's not just about relationships. It's about all of the Venusian things, our values, our pleasures, the things that we enjoy doing, our talents, food and agriculture, our diets, beauty, art, music, and finances is a big one too. Okay. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, moving forward, there's more. Okay. Yes, there's more. The presence of the South Node. Let's dive into like it on a deeper level. The presence of the South Node, right? So the South Node is in Libra, the North Node is in Aries. So the North Node is telling us this is where we are heading towards, where we are putting ourselves first, where we are considering our own initiatives, our own drives, and the things that we want to, you know, create and do for ourselves. Whereas the South Node is like, hey, release the people pleasing, release the things that are bringing you, you know, disharmony, letting those things go that's keeping you, you know, off kiltered or out of balance or, you know, whatever. So the presence of the South Node during this annular solar eclipse is signifying that, you know, before embracing the new beginnings, right? Because like I said, it's a new moon. Before embracing these new beginnings, we must first let go of old patterns, old attachments that are related to relationships and commitments. It's kind of like shedding old skin, right? Because Rahu and Ketu, right, is like the snake, it's the head and the tail. So it's kind of like releasing through that tail, shedding the skin of something that no longer even fits you. You are becoming a new person. You are stepping into a new paradigm, and you have to let go what does not resonate with where you are heading. Okay, so this eclipse conjunction with Mercury in Libra is suggesting that communication and information that's exchanged is going to play a crucial role in our journey towards healing and moving forward into a balanced reality. Okay, now previously I was talking about the square that's happening with Pluto. Okay, so that square to Pluto, a 90-degree angle, is in Capricorn, right? And this is kind of like telling us, like, it's highlighting the need to release deep-seated emotional baggage and transform our lives in a way that we could possibly never even fathom, right? Now talking about Venus, because Venus is also present, it's in Virgo, and that's in opposition to Saturn, right? So it's in a complete 180-degree away from Saturn, that's in Pisces. And so this is highlighting the importance of facing the reality of whether it's our relationships, our commitments, you know, it could be that we committed to a job or we committed to a contract or something like that, and just not clinging on to unrealistic ideals. And then there's going to be a sextile that's between Venus and Virgo, right? And also Mars that just recently moved into Scorpio. And so this is indicating a period of like heightened passions and, you know, discernment, whether it's in our love life or with our money or our finances or our values, you know, kind of recognizing where we value authenticity in our lasting connections as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the path of this eclipse. So I'm going to show a quick picture of it. And this eclipse is going over, you know, North and South America. And in the areas that it's going to be impacting, those energies in those areas are going to be heightened even more. It's going right over Texas, going right through the middle of, you know, North America. So we're going to really feel it. We're also, it's very visible as well, so you can see it. So make sure you get your glasses or, you know, your little seeing glasses thingy or whatever. Can't think of what they're called right now, but make sure you get those. But we're definitely, if you're in any of those areas, you're definitely going to be feeling the impacts of this eclipse. And so this eclipse is similar to the one that happened back in August of 2017. I'm not sure if you all remember that, but we had those catastrophic hurricanes during that year in the Caribbean. And that's because of where the trajectory of that energy was. And just, you know, it brought up a lot of it was a lot of catastrophe, a lot of things that were going on during that time. Now, like I said, not an ideal time to set intentions. So I'm just going to put that out there. If you do it, that's on you. That's cool, fine, whatever. I champion you to do what you feel is best for you. Okay. Now, we also have another eclipse that's coming. Yes, this month, but another one that's similar to this one going in the opposite direction is going to happen in April of 2024. So of course, I'll talk more about that as I'm doing my research and whatnot, and I'll, you know, get closer to the time that is actually happening, and then I'll, you know, talk more about that. But it's literally going to be going over the you know, North and South America, but just in an opposite direction. So yeah. Now, like I said, it is best to not set intentions, but it's more so, the time is more so called for you to put yourself in a position to just allow what is to come. Okay. just allow what is to come. Just allow things to be, not trying to control the outcome of a thing, not trying to push any sort of agenda. Your focus should be more on being aware and being present in the current situation instead of trying to control the outcome of it. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to dive into the readings for all 12 signs. And yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we are, readings for all 12 signs. Before we dive into that, I just want to first make some really quick announcements. Okay, so for the announcements for House of Chiron, we are still doing readings because y'all will not let me not do readings. Y'all just kept asking. I'm just like, Lord, me and my boundaries, I need help. Okay, so readings are still available. Reiki appointments are still available. So go ahead and description box, book your appointments. You have 30-minute, you have a 60-minute. They're ready for you. I'm ready for you. It is what it is. So go ahead and do that. Also, I have heard you all. I've listened. You have been asking me to teach you how to read astrology and make it digestible and all those things, and I am working on that. So just stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. That's that. Also, the House of Chiron merch, our swag is available on our website. So it is officially hoodie season. So we have the House of Chiron hoodies, we have the House of Chiron beanies, Astro and Afros, we have the cosmically locked ones, we have the shirts, we finally have a men's cosmically locked, okay, one that I actually liked after I designed it. So there's that. And go ahead and just check out all the things that we have there on the website for you. Description box has it all. Okay. Now let's get into the readings for all 12 signs. And I just would like to remind you to listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to start off with Aries, sun, moon, and rising. So this annular solar eclipse, okay, is happening in your 7th house. And so this is the house of relationships and commitments, marriage and partnerships, contracts. It could be business connections, right? So this is about you needing to purge and let go of a relationship or a connection, or maybe even a commitment that you've agreed to that just no longer works, right? It could be work related. It could be business related. This has something to do with something that is blocking you, something that you need to release and let go of, okay? Now, moving on for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, this is happening in your 6th house. So this is about you needing to purge and let go of something regarding a work situation. Maybe even, something coming up during this time about like your health. Maybe you've been ignoring a health situation. And so now it's like, okay, get a handle on it, take care of it. And it's kind of like rearing its ugly head at you and you cannot ignore it any longer. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, with the 6th house, it's about your routines. And so maybe your schedule is out of whack. Maybe you've been, enduring a lot of stress from work, and there's going to be some type of crisis or something that comes up within the workplace or within your daily routines or within your health that's going to cause you to pay attention and let go of what's keeping you off balance. Okay. Now, for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, this solar eclipse is happening in your 5th house of children, romance. This is a house that represents sex as well. So this could be that someone is going to have an unexpected child. Okay. If you're not trying, I know y'all gonna get mad at me for saying that, but I'm just saying, if you ain't trying, take care of yourself. You know what to do. But it's possible that you're going to have an unexpected pregnancy. Some of y'all might have that. It just depends on what's all going on in your chart. Okay. So with that being said, or this could, indicate a new beginning, that you are releasing something when it pertains to, your relationship with your existing children. And now you're embarking on a new trajectory, or there could be some changes that are happening with your child. So say, for instance, like me, I'm a Gemini. I have my son, he is 18 and he's looking into going to school. So maybe like for you all, I'm a Gemini sun. So it could be Gemini sun, moon, or rising. Your children could be starting off on a new journey themselves, just depending on, the energy of the child and what's in their chart as well. This also could indicate that you are looking to just like express yourself, right? This is your creative impulses, your creative self-expression. And so you could be just looking to express yourself. And this could be a new beginning on how you are expressing yourself. Your confidence and your courageous spirit could just be really heightening during this time. But first, you need to purge and let something go, okay? Maybe you haven't been operating in your authenticity, and that's part of something that needs to be released, okay? Now, moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This annular solar eclipse is happening in your fourth house. This has a lot to do with your home and your family, influential and important women in your life. So it could be your mother, and maybe you are letting something go regarding that. Maybe there is an aspect of things that's going on within the home that needs to be released because it hasn't been balanced. And so now, in order to create that balance and that foundation that you need within your home or with those influential women in your life, you are being asked to purge something, to let something go. And it might be a sense of a crisis is coming up, right? So perhaps you were looking towards, getting a loan for a home, and it's like, you didn't qualify for that, but something else is coming along down the road and you can't see it yet. And you might be devastated right now, but something better is coming for you. Something that's going to provide you more balance and more harmony in your life. Okay. So now for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this annular solar eclipse is happening in your third house. And this is the house of small business, transportation, right? Your immediate environment. This is about your friendships and your connections and your social connections that are like within your reach, the people that are around you. This could be your actual neighborhood. It could be your neighbors, could be your car. Maybe you're looking to refinance, but there's going to be something that you need to let go of or something that you are launching. It could be within your perceptions and how you view something. This is also the house that rules lower level education and trades and skills. So this is something that you could have to let go in order to embark on a new journey when it comes to like maybe small business, or when it comes to buying a car. Maybe you got to sell your car in order to get a new car because something's going on with your car, or and you love that car and you don't want to let it go, or your car breaks down. It's like, oh dang, I didn't expect this to happen so soon. You were planning to buy a car, but you didn't want to do it like this soon. But something is definitely going to be coming down the pipeline for you that is better serving for you. Okay. Also could be that you are, venturing out on, approaching small business or school in a different way, whether it's like a trade or a skill or something like that. Okay, so for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this annular solar eclipse is happening in your second house. Now, don't freak out, okay? So it's happening in your second house. Yes, it's the house of money. It's the house of, your possessions, your values, the things that you enjoy, your pleasures, all those wonderful things, even food. But it does not necessarily mean that you're going to lose money and, go broke. Some people may. Sorry if it happens. Not a good thing. But it could definitely mean that you are just needing, and that something is definitely needed for you to let go, something that you have been using as a crutch. So like maybe you have had one source of income and you use that as a reason or an excuse to not venture out and find another source of income or money, or you're having to part ways with certain possessions that you have, these type of things. And so having to let something go is going to really benefit you in receiving more later on. It's actually helping you to let one source of this income or this possession or this thing, or even maybe a crisis is happening where you're recognizing like your values, or if something is not aligning to your values, and now you got to let that thing go. Okay. So moving on to Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This annular solar eclipse is happening in your first house. So this is directly impacting you. So that shedding skin that I was talking about in the video was about mostly you, Libra, right? So you are shedding skin. You are shedding who it is that you are and how you have been showing up as. And, it's just kind of like I am a changed woman, that kind of thing. But like changing who it is that you are, more so aligned with who it is that you truly are on a soul level, right? And just taking a step forward. And it's just kind of like also possibly what could happen is that you are being recognized, or a light could be being shown of who it is that you have been operating as. It's kind of coming up as like this crisis energy, like, oh my God, it's shocking. I've been operating in this way. And now you're being guided to make change. And over the next year, you're going to be transforming into, something that you desire to be. You're going to be called to be showing up in a different way. Okay, so for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this angular solar eclipse is happening in your 12th house. And this is the house of, spirituality. And it's the house of, mental health and your subconscious, behaviors and patterns. It's also the house of bed pleasures. It's the house of, intimacy, like on a unconditional love type of level, right? So with that, you could definitely be experiencing a shedding of certain mental health challenges that has occurred or that has been going on. It could come up as like a mental health crisis is happening, and it's like, okay, I need to go and seek some help. So you could be getting into therapy during this time. And this is really like on a psychological level that this is affecting you, Scorpio, not to scare anyone. But you could like take yourself out on like a retreat, like a spiritual retreat. And this could be something that just kind of manifests over the next year, that you are releasing and purging something and letting things go, right? The 12th house represents endings, right? So something could be ending for you, like you've been going through a cycle, and now it's ending, especially when we had all of those eclipses over the last year and a half, 2 years, right? In Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpios, Leo and Aquarius have been going through it, right? So this is like the wrapping up of that energy and just purging and letting something go in order for you to start this brand new beginning. Okay, now for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this annular solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house of friendships, material gains. It's about your goals, your networking circles. It's about social media and, social connections and things of that nature. So this could be that there could be a crisis coming up with your friends, or a friend could come at your aid and help you with a crisis. They could show you the way of how you can achieve your goals or something along those lines. But also this has a lot to do with like, you're recognizing what your goals are and what it's actually going to take for you to achieve those goals, and needing to let go of something that you necessarily don't want to let go of, right? So there might be like an inheritance or some type of material gain or something that you're looking to acquire. And in order to get that, you must do X, Y, and Z and let go of A, B, and C in order to get 1, 2, and 3, right? So it's that kind of energy that's going on with this, okay? Now, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this annular solar eclipse is happening in your 10th house of your public image, your social status. This has a lot to do with your career, your responsibilities to the world. And so this is about you possibly needing to let go of your job, let go of your career, or embarking on a new career path, a new trajectory in that way. Maybe, with a authority figure, right? Because 10th house also can represent authority figure. So with an authority figure, you're going to receive some type of crisis kind of energy that is causing you to purge or let go of something that does not align to your values. It could be work, and just like being seen differently. So also it could be that your social status is changing because you are getting a new job or because you're getting engaged, right? Social status changes. It's like you go from being known as one thing and then you go to another thing, right? Being single to married, being employed to unemployed, so on and so forth, right? So that's also something that could be manifesting for you at this time. And then for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this annular solar eclipse is happening in your 9th house. Excuse me. So this is the house that represents higher knowledge, higher education. This is about your belief systems. This is also about travel. So, maybe there's a crisis happening within like a travel plan or something going on within school or education wise. Maybe you're wrapping up a cycle in order to create a new cycle. Maybe you're having to let something go. You could be receiving some news about school that you're not necessarily, like you don't I didn't care to hear that kind of energy. Like I really could have done without hearing that or knowing that kind of energy. So it's that kind of vibe, but also it could be like something that you are letting go, something that you are purging. It could be a belief system, something that is dogmatic, that is outdated, that you could be releasing and letting go because it no longer aligns to your values. You have reevaluated what you value, who it is that you are, who it is that you desire to be, and a certain belief or a certain way that you are operating in the world no longer aligns, and you're having to shed that. And it could be sort of like a mental health kind of like crisis in a sense, like a psychological thing, like, wow, I didn't know that I, thought this way. I showed up this way because I thought this way, because I believe this thing, So that's also something, okay? And so for Pisces, last but not least, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, this is happening in your 8th house. And this is the house of joint finances, shared resources, debts, and income of that nature. Money you get from other people, government money. This could be alimony, child support, things like that. So this also is the house of sudden reversals. So you could see that maybe there's going to be some type of crisis when it comes to money that you owe people or money that you get from someone, or maybe your partner's money could be changing because 8th house is your partner's money, shared resources, joint finances, and something could be like a crisis is happening and something is purging and something is being let go, or maybe your partner's money is, being released, or they're losing a stream of income. And so, that could be something, but also this is like setting the tone for a new beginning, for income to come in for you in a completely different way. Is letting something go so you can receive the abundance of something later on. Okay. So with that being said, that is all that I have for you all for this annular solar eclipse. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you will not miss the readings for the lunar eclipse that happens on the 28th of this month, as well as all the other things that I'll be posting throughout, the month and whatnot. So I'm about to head out. I am actually late for dinner, so I gotta go and meet my colleagues and whatnot. So thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the description box so you can get your House of Chiron merch, so you can book your Reiki appointments, and you can also book your astrology readings as well. Go ahead and move on over to the website. It's been updated a little bit. And like I said, I'm working on some things behind the scenes for y'all. I'm working. Okay. Clearly, look at me. I'm working. All right. So love you all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see you and speak to you soon.